and welcome to Winging It Buffalo Style. I'm Victoria Hogg.
And I'm Joe Arena.
And Allie, she is on assignment right now. We've got lots of exciting things going on, including Allie, who is at the main runway show for the Buffalo Fashion Week today. We're going to check in with her a little bit later on. Very exciting.
That's right. A great way to end Fashion Week with a live report from downtown.
There you go.
Good stuff. And the Irishman is back. They're going to be here every Friday from now on, making another delicious dish. Can't wait for that.
And, you know, the air show is this weekend,
yes.
And we have a guest live in the studio that we're going to talk to about the show and what you can expect, how much it costs to get in. Free.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about everything exciting going on.
All right, a lot happening this weekend, and also this weekend you'll probably hear a lot of it. Where were you on September 11th, 10 years ago?
You know, anybody old enough to remember that event will never forget what they were doing, where they were. What were you doing? Where were you?
I remember I was working in West Virginia. I just started a job. I was on air for only 2 weeks my whole life, and I was a nighttime anchor person down there, and I was woken up by my mom and then driving. I remember the one moment I remember more than ever is when I was driving to work, to get to work early that morning after this happened. I was listening to Peter Jennings on the radio, and he said, "Oh my God, the building just collapsed." And at that point I lost it, and that was the one time where I kind of lost it. And I was driving in my car, I had to pull over. So I'll never forget that moment. Yeah.
12 hours before, at 8 o'clock that night, we were landing in Buffalo from New York. We had been there the entire weekend. Yeah. My husband and I, we were just shuffling around. My son was about 14 months. Misa was 3. And I was walking by the TV and watched this happen.
Yeah.
I saw the first plane, and I thought, what kind of story is that? I thought it was a computer-generated image.
Not real.
And then I stopped. I turned on the volume. When the second one hit, I knew something was bad. I, too, was an afternoon shift person at the time.
Right.
I called my station. I went in early, prepared for everything, got there, and it was just unbelievable. The shock. You just really couldn't believe that America's security was breached.
Yeah, and that easily. So it was a scary thing.
Yeah. And then it just precipitated.
And you had the flight in Pennsylvania, and then you had, of course, the Pentagon, and yeah, it just got worse.
For this 10-year anniversary, my husband and I took our children back this past weekend, and that is a shot that I took of Ground Zero. That is the firefighters' memorial that they have set up outside the boundaries of it. It's a brass plaque. There are 2 of them. And then if you go, that's actually within the temporary memorial that the firefighters have set up. Those are the pictures. They have 3 walls of the victims that are set up, and you just stand and stare, and you just get so emotional. That is the Freedom Tower. That is going to be the tallest building in the United States, and that is the plaque that is next to the bronze plaques for firefighters. Those are pictures of every single one of the firefighters.
Now, these will all remain there, or is it?
I believe so.
Most of that stuff will stay there, right?
Now, this is a shot of the signs that the families put up immediately after the towers collapsed in their search for their family members. Those sheets were put on the wall. It is the most emotional scene you will have when you get to the memorial if you go see it.
Yeah,
you just choke up.
It reminds me of when I went down there to cover it a month later, and you saw all those pictures of missing people
requesting
and
help.
People walking up, can you have you seen this person? And it's just, and this was over a month later. They were still hopeful that there was some glimmer of light, at that miserable scene down there. It was just so difficult. It felt like the city I grew up in was just bombed.
I would recommend anybody who has a chance to get down there at some point to go there, see the memorial, and see what hopefully will be opening up soon of the footprints, the Freedom Tower, and the site.
Yeah.